Hey guys, Albe here. So I have a morning off today, so I decided to get the bike and come to the trails nearby my house and enjoy a little bit. I had messages asking me where I'm from and my background and what makes me qualified to talk about motorcycles. Well, in reality, nothing makes me more qualified than any other motorcycle rider, just the time and the will to do it. But let's start from the beginning. I'm originally from Italy. Never did any off-roading, other than, as I said previously on one of my other videos, going in the streets of Rome sometimes feels like off-roading. Just like any other Italian kid, I started driving two wheels on a Vespa when I was 14. Well, a little earlier than 14, but on the streets legally when I was 14. And then from there, I had a few scooters and a few motorcycles. When I was 18, just like any other Italian kid, I had to go in the army, and luck wanted it that I got assigned to the motorcycle department. So instead of doing a year shooting around, well, we did some of that, but I did primarily motorcycle stuff. Got sent to Rome, which was a lucky break, because usually they send you far away, for a 2-month training on how to escort a military convoy. That was actually pretty fun. So I did that. Then I came out of the army a year later with a brand new and fresh motorcycle license. So, well, I got my first motorcycle. My first motorcycle was a Aprilia Pegaso. It's a 650, very street-oriented enduro. Just think about a multistrada without all the fancy electronics, with small wheels and street tires. It looked kind of like an enduro, but in reality it was just a street bike. The taller suspension came handy in Rome with the street in those conditions. If you've ever been in Rome, you know how the people on two wheels are pretty much all over the place. When you grew up over there, you get into that mentality that you got two wheels and you can do pretty much almost whatever you want. Sidewalks, steps, and pretty much anything else that came in between. So after that, I started working, and I was lucky enough to be able to afford a brand new CBR 600. It was my first CBR, F4i. It was pretty fun, loved that bike. And then I decided to come to the States. So I packed my bags, went to my mother, told her, "Ma, I'm going to America." Did all the paperwork, hopped on a plane, and here I was. My first American bike was a Suzuki Bandit 400 that I bought for $200. Now, if you want to talk about pieces of shit, sorry for the language, but there is no other way of describing it. That's exactly what it was. The forks spit oil constantly, so much so I had to put a piece of towel with zip ties around the forks to absorb the oil and replace it every once in a while. So did the cylinder head, spitting oil all over, and there I am, stuffing a towel in it to absorb the oil. So, got my Suzuki Bandit, couldn't afford to fix it, so I just kept adding oil to it. Then one of my friends went back to Italy and left me his old CBR. This one was an F3i. After that, I actually found a job that paid decent money, and I was able to get myself another CBR, a 600 RR of the most outrageous color I could find, and that freaking sparkly orange was all that. After that, I had a kid, so I said to myself, you know, I'm getting older, I got a kid, I gotta start slowing down. So I went out and bought myself a Ducati Monster 796. As much as I loved that bike, I loved the noise, I loved the way it looked, man, 800cc engine twin, it's slow as it gets if you come from Japanese street bikes. So that didn't last long. I got myself the incredible S1000 RR. That was a blast. Laser sharp, fast as hell. Everything was great until the oil prices went down, and with that I got laid off. I was working as an oil and gas pilot in the Gulf of Mexico, off the coast of Louisiana. So there I am, I'm home, looking for another job with a bunch of time on my hands, and started watching YouTube videos. One of the videos I came across was an Icon video, I believe was called Portland to Dakar. Looking at those guys going around on those Triumph Tiger XC, and I was like, hey, that looks like a lot of fun. So I started looking into small adventure bike, and the F800 came out. So got myself an F800GS and started going off-road. Well, needless to say that at first it was almost terrifying. The bike is heavy, I had no experience off-road, and that was it. Well, I managed to survive, and I fell in love so deeply with it that I decided to actually start a YouTube channel. Here I am. To go back to our previous point, what makes me qualified to talk about motorcycle? Nothing more than anybody else that has some motorcycling experience. I was always pretty good with a wrench since I started early with my friend taking apart Vespas and scooters and such, and that stuck with me. So this is my story. I hope you guys liked it, and if you did, let me know your story. Go down in the comment below, leave a short bio for the other guys on the channel to look at. And ultimately, I'm trying to build a community of guys that have a light adventure bike and love to take them off-road. If you like this video, obviously like it, that'll be great. If you love this video, subscribe. For all of you out there, dirt on, and I'll see you next time. I guess I can do two things at once. When I keep my mouth shut, I go way faster.